Hi, folks, and welcome to another episode of Richard Mabey Presents. This episode is dedicated to my rocky road to Eagle Scout. One step on my rocky road to Eagle Scout, and that was earning the swimming merit badge. You had to do so many yards of swimming and so many dives. And I had a very grumpy merit badge counselor at first. And then a miracle happened. I got another merit badge counselor, Lisa, college student. I fell in love with her. But I passed the swimming merit badge, and I was on my way to becoming an Eagle Scout. Hi, folks. This is Richard Mabey and presenting another YouTube episode of Richard Mabey Presents. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this. I thought a lot about it last night. And what I think I'm going to do is maybe for a while open up each episode of Richard Mabey Presents with a little Bible reading. Just to raise the vibrations, heighten the consciousness, have a more divine focus for my vlogs. So I'm going to take a moment, get my Bible, and I'm going to start off with reading Psalms. Just read, one or two Psalms, sort of uplift the feeling of the intro of my vlog. Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. I think today I'm going to talk about my rocky path toward earning Eagle Scout. As many of you know, I've talked about it before, when I was 12 years old in 7th grade, for 1 year of my life, my feet never touched the ground. I had a severe case of rheumatic fever. I was in and out of hospitals. I think I had 3 or 4 long stay visits at the Barnett Hospital in Paterson, New Jersey, each one of them 3 to 4 weeks long in the hospital. They just pumped your system with penicillin intravenous. So the summer of 1966, my doctor did not allow me to take the swimming course. And back then you needed swimming and life-saving merit badge to be an Eagle Scout. There was no exception. Now they have alternative merit badges and that kind of thing, which I guess is good. Don't get me wrong, but this is back in 1966, 1967. Things were different then. So the summer of 1967, I just finished the 8th grade. I started the swimming merit badge classes in the Rockaway River in Boonton Township. And it was a 2 to 3 week course. and you met 3 nights a week. I think you had to eat an early supper. I think they were from 6 o'clock till about 8:30 at night. 8:30 at night each class. You met 3 nights a week. I think it was Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And so I started about the 3rd week in June of 1967. And at the end, you had to take these tests. You had to do so many dives. You had to swim so far. And if you know the Rockaway River, there, it's got a strong, flow to it. So you'd have to go halfway downstream, which was pretty good, and then halfway upstream. And the river was cold. At any rate, when it came time for the test at the end of the 3 weeks of the class, I failed miserably. I didn't pass the course. So that meant I had to take the course over again. But some of the requirements I had passed, but I couldn't count them towards taking the class over again. So if I had passed requirements 2, 4, 7, and 11, let's say there were 15 requirements, 15 to 20 requirements, 15 to 20 different tests. But when I took the course, started all over again, I couldn't count the ones that I passed. So I'm starting all over again. I started the end of June and ended in the end of August. And I think it was the 3rd time I took the tests for the swimming merit badge. You had to swim so many yards and you had to do so many dives. You had to, all kinds of things. Well, I failed the tests. Although I passed, like the first time, maybe I only passed 3 of the requirements or 3 of the tests or 3 of the requirements. The second time, I passed 4 or 5. And maybe the 3rd time I passed 7 or 8. But there are like 15, 20 different requirements or tests you had to take at the end. So I failed. But my counselor, the swimming instructor, the merit badge counselor, didn't think that that was enough that I failed. He had to mock me and insult me in front of all the other boys. And each class had about 20, this is in the heyday of the baby boom. So there were about 20, there would be about 25, 30 other boys taking the class at the same time. So in front of all the other boys, this swimming instructor, this Boy Scout merit badge counselor, mocks me and ridicules me and says, "Maybe don't even come back next year. You're wasting my time. You're never going to earn swimming merit badge. You'll never earn life-saving merit badge. You'll never be an Eagle Scout." And there was a path that led from the dock to the counselor's home. And then there was a driveway, and I broke down and cried in front of all the guys, and they all mocked me and ridiculed me and all that kind of thing. And the counselor joined in, should have got a lawyer and sued him. So anyway, Mom came and picked me up, and I cried my eyes out. Opie's calling for me. He's in here in the garage. I'm going to wrap this part 1 up, and then I'll do part 2 in a minute. I'm back. So at any rate, I was very despondent. I was very discouraged. I was very hurt. September came, and I began my freshman year at Boonton High School. And I think it was around late September, early October, a friend of mine said, you ought to call up that YMCA in Patterson. They've got a swimming class. You ought to take that. So I called up the YMCA in Patterson, New Jersey. and they set me up for classes. And I told them that I was, a Boy Scout, and I wanted to become an Eagle Scout, and I needed the swimming merit badge. He said, "Well, you come down to the class, and we'll talk about that after you take a few classes." So the classes were from 8 o'clock in the morning till high noon every Saturday, and I hit the jackpot. There's this very wonderful, charming young lady. She was a college student, and she gave the classes, and I'll be very open about it. I kind of fell in love with her, She was enchanting. She was beautiful. So anyway, she gave the classes on the swimming classes. Not for the merit badge, just swimming classes. And it was a smaller class. There was only about 4 or 5 of us, teenage boys, and we're all in love with her. We all fell in love with her. So it was nice. It was an inside pool. The room was heated. I don't think the pool was heated. The water was heated, but the room was heated. There was no current. So there was no current. There was no downstream and then swimming upstream. There was not a high dive. The diving board was pretty much, just a little bit above water level of the pool. And the water was a lot cleaner. The water was crystal clear. And I had this very lovely, beautiful young woman, college student, as my teacher. So about 3 weeks into the class, maybe it was a month into the class, every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 noon, I think her name, my memory's not as sharp as it used to be, but I'm 99% sure her name was Lisa. So I said to Lisa, after about my 4th class, I said, I'd like to earn the swimming merit badge. And if I bring the application, I think the fee was $5 a year to be a merit badge counselor. And I said to her, well, I'll pay the fee, if you. And she said, well, then bring the application, and I'll think about it. So next Saturday, I brought the application. Now the thing is, Paterson, New Jersey is in Passaic County, so that meant that she would have to register with the Passaic County Council, and I belong to the Morris County Council, Boy Scouts of America, and they had a problem with that. And anyway, she registered for the swimming merit badge. She was accepted as a merit badge counselor, and I took more classes. I think I took 4 or 5 more classes. And then I took the test, and she gave the same exact test as the merit badge counselor I had before, and I passed everything. I mean, I wasn't Tarzan, and I didn't do a really A+ job, but I passed the swimming merit badge. So you had a blue, it was 8.5 by 11, blue sheet of paper. On the bottom, it was perforated. You kept one little quarter of page for your own records, and the other quarter page on the bottom that you tore off stayed with the advancement chairman of your troop, Boy Scout troop, and the larger part of the blue paper went to the council. So I got everything signed. Lisa signed it. She even actually made a note, that I was very sincere and earnest in taking the classes. And I worked very hard, and I had perfect attendance. I never missed a class and all that kind of thing. Well, we're at the Boy Scout meeting, And the district commissioner comes, and we were, doing compass work or something like that. Everybody was divided into the patrols, and people were working on map and compass and all that kind of thing. And the district commissioner started talking to my dad, and then he called me over. I was a patrol leader then, so I went over to the district commissioner, and I'll call him Mr. Smith. I'm making up a name, I don't want to get sued. So Mr. Smith says, well, Richie, out here, I was talking to your dad here, and Miss McGillicuddy, I made up that name. Miss McGillicuddy here is a Mabey counselor in the Passaic County Council, and you're in the Morris County Council, so we're going to deny your swim merit badge. Oh man, I thought to myself, what's next? I mean, just punch me in the gut, kick me in the backside. I want to be an Eagle Scout, and just one roadblock after another. So my dad, God bless him, my dad wrote a letter to Boy Scout headquarters in New Brunswick, New Jersey. They're now in Texas. I believe the Boy Scouts of America headquarters is now in Irving, Texas, I believe. But you used to be in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And one of the top executive council chairman of Boy Scouts of America, they're paid professionals, went on to get a position in New Brunswick. So my dad wrote him a letter, and I went one Saturday morning, I went back and saw Lisa at the YMCA, and I told her my situation. She was very upset. I mean, she really, really cared. And she wrote a letter, and I gave her the address for Boy Scouts of America in New Brunswick, and I gave her the contact person that my dad had. And she wrote a beautiful letter of recommendation that I deserved and I fully earned the swim merit badge. And if they wanted to send a representative to the Patterson YMCA, that Richie was willing to take the test all over again in front of the High Commissioner from New Brunswick, Boy Scouts of America National Headquarters. Well, they wrote a letter back to my dad, and they accepted the swimming merit badge from a merit badge counselor from Passaic County Council. But this is just one roadblock I hit on my rocky road to Eagle. But the whole lesson, the whole moral to this is never give up. Never give up. Never, ever give up. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Don't take anybody's baloney that what you're doing is not good enough. Stand up proud, stand up like a giant, and, fight for yourself. Stand up for yourself. And that's one thing, one of the things that Earning Eagle Scout taught me, to stand up for myself. I'm an easygoing guy. I like to kid around and joke around. But there's a part of me, you mess around with me, you're going to be one sorry puppy. So at any rate, I got a little serious there, I got a little serious. But I just want to say I appreciate all the support for my vlog, the emails of support, even if some of them aren't so nice. Hey, somebody's thought enough of my vlog to sit down and write even an unkind email. So, well, keep the faith and happy thoughts. And I'll see you on my next vlog. So signing off for now.